Hello everyone, welcome to Connect and Build. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Let's get started.
So, you've done it. You've got the land, you've got the perfect plan for your dream home. But now you're facing a really critical decision. One that can make that dream a masterpiece, or, let's be honest, a complete nightmare.
This is it, right? The blueprints are spread out on the table, you're getting excited, but there's this huge question just hanging in the air. Who's gonna actually build this thing? And maybe more importantly, what are the rules of the game?
And that puts you at a crossroads. You've got three very different paths in front of you. And this choice, it isn't just about some boring paperwork. It's the entire legal and financial foundation of your project. Getting this right is your first big test.
All right, so let's talk about path number one. This is for the person who wants to be completely hands-on, the kind of person who needs to know exactly what's going into their house down to the very last nail and is ready for the headache that comes with it.
This is what's known as a labor contract, and it's pretty straightforward. You, the homeowner, are responsible for buying every single material. We're talking cement, sand, steel, all of it. The contractor, their only job is to provide the workers who know how to put it all together. So the pro here is huge, right? You have absolute 100% control over the quality. You bought the materials yourself, so you know they're legit. But, and this is a big but, the downside is just as massive. This project basically becomes your full-time job. Think about it. If a truck full of sand is late, the workers are just standing around, but you're still paying them.
And that's really what it feels like. You literally become a puppet master, trying to juggle all these different suppliers, deliveries, and workers. It's this constant chaotic dance, and if one of those strings gets tangled, the whole show can just stop. Talk about stress.
So it really boils down to this, doesn't it? The incredible amount of control you get comes at a very real price. Your own time, your energy, and definitely your peace of mind. Okay, so from total control, let's swing all the way to the other side. This is the second path, the one that promises you can just sit back and relax. But a word of warning, this path of blind faith can have some serious hidden dangers.
And this is the turnkey contract. On paper, it sounds like an absolute dream, doesn't it? You and the contractor just agree on one fixed price for the whole project. They handle everything, and I mean everything. Your only job, show up when it's all done, turn the key, and walk right into your new home.
And look, the appeal is obvious. Who doesn't want total peace of mind? You just kick back and let the pros handle it. But here's the catch, the profit margin trap. See, the moment you give up all that control, you also give up all the oversight. And if you're not paying really close attention, that's where things can go very, very wrong. So here's how this can play out. A contractor gives you a super low price to make sure they get the job. But then, partway through, they realize, uh-oh, I'm actually going to lose money on this. So to protect their own profit, what do? They might secretly swap out the good stuff you agreed on for cheaper, lower quality materials. What they're doing is, well, they're stealing from the quality of your home. And you might not even know it happened until years down the line. And that's the trade-off right there. The comfort and the convenience of this path can come with a pretty serious risk of getting ripped off on the quality of your own house. Okay, so if one path is just way too stressful and the other is way too risky, what's left? Well, let's check out the third path. This one isn't about total control or blind faith. It's about creating a smart partnership. This is the material contract, and it's basically a hybrid model. It's the smart way to do it. Instead of an all-or-nothing kind of deal, you and your contractor work together and split up who buys what. It creates a great system of checks and balances. And the logic behind this is actually pretty brilliant. It just works because it aligns everybody's interests. You, as the owner, you go out and buy the high-value finishing items. The tiles, the paint, the faucets, the things that really define the look and feel of your home. Meanwhile, the contractor handles the rough stuff, the cement, sand, bricks, where they can use their connections to get bulk discounts and manage the tricky logistics. It's a total win-win. So at the end of the day, it's all about shared responsibility. This is a true partnership that lets you control the things that matter most to you while still taking advantage of your contractor's expertise. Okay, now this next part is maybe the most important thing we're going to talk about no matter which path you choose. Think of this as your secret weapon, your unbreakable shield that's going to protect you.
Get this, a staggering 90%, 90, of construction agreements are just dangerously vague. So often, it's just a single page that says something like, "I'll build the house for this much money." An agreement like that, it's not worth the paper it's printed on if something goes wrong.
And this is what I'm talking about. Look at the difference. A vague agreement says, use good quality cement. I mean, what does that even mean? A strong protective agreement says, use Ultratech grade 53 cement. It names the brand, it names the grade, there's zero room for confusion. That specificity, that's your power.
So please, burn this into your brain. If it is not written down in that contract, you have no guarantee it's going to happen. The written agreement is the only thing that truly matters.
All right, we've gone down all three paths. We've seen the one with high stress, the one with high risk, and the one that's a smart partnership. So with all that in mind, how do you actually make your final choice?
Well, it really just comes down to two things you have: time and money. If you've got more time than money and you really want that control, the labor contract could be the way to go. If you've got more money than time, turnkey is super convenient, but you absolutely have to insist on a super detailed agreement that lists out every single brand. And if you want that perfect balance, the material contract is usually the smartest choice, as long as you find someone you can really trust.
So, you've picked your path, you've found your partner, and you have this solid contract as your foundation of trust. Perfect. But that brings up one last, really important question. You've got the foundation of your partnership all figured out, but what about the actual literal ground underneath your feet? Is it stable enough to build your dream on?